My beloved child, can you sense that gentle tug at your heart? A voice from beyond the veil is calling you now, revealing a hidden betrayal, a blessing stolen in the shadows that heaven itself is poised to restore. You stand on the threshold of a divine unveiling. Truths long buried beneath grief and deceit are about to burst forth like dawn breaking the night. Stay with me to the end of this message, for in these next moments you will discover the keys to reclaiming every promise that was rightfully yours. And you must not miss this appointed hour. In this moment, heaven opens, and truth, long shrouded by pain, fear, worldly noise, and the burden of doubt, steps into the light. You may have felt something stirring in your soul, a subtle prompting, an indefinable sense. Whenever you think of the loved one who has passed, there is a yearning that is more than mere emotion. It is a sacred bond. My child, there is something you must know, a truth long hidden beneath layers of deceit and manipulation, a portion of blessing that rightfully belongs to you, a divine gift established for you since the beginning, was stolen unlawfully. This is not just a material wrongdoing, but a betrayal of what the Creator prepared for you. A sacred inheritance, a flow of financial favor, was intercepted and blocked by dishonest hands, those blinded by greed and willing to operate in shadows to seize what was never theirs. For so long, you walked unaware that something precious was taken from you. You traveled the years with a pure heart, convinced that any delay was merely a matter of timing or effort. Yet now, as the light of truth penetrates what was hidden, you will begin to see the larger picture, once fragmented into pieces. Those financial dreams you once clung to, the opportunities that nearly arrived but slipped away, the plans that came to a standstill as if by fate, none of it was chance. A hidden hand intervened, and dark intentions quietly redirected the course of that blessing. It can no longer remain concealed. In His perfect justice, the Eternal One never overlooks wrongdoing. Whatever was taken, no matter the scheme, no matter the darkness, He has observed it all and noted every detail. You are not forgotten, and the blessings rightfully yours were never nullified. They have only been in waiting for the appointed time, when truth is revealed and justice flows forth. My child, that moment is approaching. You may ask, why me? Why was I deprived of what was meant for me? The answer is not in any weakness on your part, but in the immense strength that dwells within you. It is because you were set apart to fulfill a high and noble calling. The blessing over your life is so great that the enemy sought to hinder its arrival. They dreaded your possession of that gift, understanding that once you grasped it, you would shake the world around you with your light, compassion, and justice. But my child, hear this. No power can hold back what heaven ordains indefinitely. No plan can keep forever caged what the Creator seals. Whatever was taken, He will restore, not merely returning it as it was, but multiplying it many times over, repaying you for every silent season of need, unfairness, and loss. Restoration draws near, a shift quietly emerging in the spiritual realm, about to burst into your reality like cleansing rain on parched ground. Doors that were once locked will swing open. Those who turned aside will be compelled to turn around and face the light of truth. Resources, opportunities, relationships, and financial provision, once hidden from your view, will come forth, undeniably real, no longer a vague hope but a concrete, abundant reality filled with divine justice. Vengeance is unnecessary. There is no need to reclaim it by force, for the repayment will not be dispensed by human hands, but by the Almighty One who saw every detail. He will not let you suffer just to recover what is already yours. He will act in might and righteousness, and those who wronged you will see unstoppable blessings pouring over you. This is not merely the return of finances. It is the restoration of a piece of your identity, a part you never knew had been taken. When anyone is stripped of what should be theirs, they lose more than possessions. They lose the sense of being recognized as worthy and destined for good. Yet now the Creator wants you to know you are indeed worthy, not because you are faultless, but because He has chosen you, sealed you with unconditional love, and proclaimed a prosperous destiny for your future. From this day onward, open your heart to receive. Let your faith surge stronger than any doubt. Believe that new avenues of provision are coming your way, not because you chased them, but because they are being sent back to their rightful owner. Do not allow past experiences to turn you skeptical. Do not let old wounds distort your trust in the one who has called you. What is about to unfold will surpass anything you have asked or imagined. You will not merely survive, you will thrive in abundance. You will not just receive, you will become a wellspring of blessing for many. In you, people once broken, tricked, and deprived of what was meant to be theirs will rediscover hope. For through you, they will witness proof that heaven does not forget, that justice is real, and that stolen blessings can be restored 100-fold. Beloved child, do not be shocked when truth rises like a surging river, breaching its shores, washing away all that was buried under mud and injustice. The very souls who dwell beyond life's veil have seen it all. Those unspoken hurts, those swallowed tears, the countless times you were misunderstood, deserted, or blamed for things not of your doing. They observed it more sharply than any human eye. They know the slanders uttered over you, the twisted plots fueled by jealousy and fear. They witnessed the pain in your eyes when people you once trusted inflicted wounds upon you. They noticed how blessings intended for you were quietly seized by unscrupulous hands. No wrongdoing escapes heaven's sight. No injustice will be dismissed in the righteous plan of the Eternal One. That is why these beloved souls can no longer keep silent. Something mighty and stirring in the spiritual dimension is awakening. A resurrection of truth too long suppressed. They must speak, not only to console you, but to open your eyes to another reality awaiting revelation. They refuse to see you persist in confusion, doubting your own worth, fearing you have been overlooked, fearing that the truth may remain hidden forever. No, my beloved, the truth is advancing faster than ever, and it comes echoed by those who have gone into the light. They whisper one unifying message: you were never wrong. You were not at fault. Your heart has always been genuine. The love you offered was always pure. Your dreams were born of good intentions. If you have experienced heartbreak, it is because you lived with transparency in a world too filled with falsehood. Now, those cherished souls who see all hidden corners want to help you reclaim every loss: your faith, your honor, your peace, and the blessings heaven prepared for you from time's dawn. They will never let you face this alone. They stand beside you still. Even if unseen, they can be felt in your dreams, in the sudden warmth touching your spirit, in moments when your heart seems to sink, but then surges with renewed hope. This is them, silently reaching out, sending gentle but compelling signs. Do not give up. Do not keep silent. This is the time to rise, not to seek vengeance, but to reclaim the light that was always yours. They do not wish to reopen wounds, but to bring healing through truth. Truth can sting, but it sets the heart free. They recognize that for you to embrace your season of blessing, you must let go of the chains of deceit and fear. You were never created for a life of silent captivity. You were born to speak as a shining light in a wounded world. And dear one, trust that no word raised against you will go unjudged in heaven. No tear you have shed has been wasted. Each time you forgave, each time you chose love over bitterness, each weary step you kept taking, these are etched into the sacred covenant between you and the one who called you from eternity. That covenant itself will open the doors of restoration with a clarity and power no one can hinder. Those departed loved ones did not return to bind you with sorrow, but to guide you toward new life and a freedom of the soul. They don't want you to remember them in endless grief. They want you to live on for them with your strength, your faith, and your light. They yearn to watch you shine as you were made to. Even now, they prepare everything so you can reclaim what was stolen: your dignity, your love, your divine inheritance. They will reveal who is true and who is false, who stands in the light and who lurks in shadows. For standing in truth grants discernment, and from that vantage point, you will no longer be fooled by empty words or shackled by hollow promises. you will be released, not just from pain, but from blindness itself. You may feel this as a jolt in your spirit, like an earthquake shaking the depths of your soul, as if everything once concealed is illuminated in the brightness of day. Be not afraid. It is a sign you are nearing awakening. Everything once taken will be returned. Lies will crumble. Your name, the bearer of light, will be fully redeemed. This is the holy juncture, the season of restoration and divine justice. You are not stepping into this era alone. A legion of souls, those who cherish you both here and beyond, surround you like unseen arms that uplift and guide. They are witnesses, guardians of truth, and co-authors of a new chapter, one free of deceit, harboring only light, love, and glory. Move forward, beloved, with your head high, your heart unburdened, your spirit wide open to all that heaven is pouring upon you. You are worthy, and now is the appointed time for truth to break forth, not by your voice alone, but through an echo resonating from eternity, where souls who love you gather, shield you, and appeal for justice on your behalf, armed with unfading light. My precious child, open your heart and listen. What comes is no faint whisper from the unseen, but an echo from the eternal realm, where light never fades, where lies cannot stand, and where love remains untouched, just as it was the day you were formed in my holy will. Those dear souls, whose loss pained you when you bid them farewell, have never ceased watching over you, not for an instant. Though their earthly bodies are gone, their love for you has not aged. In the sacred realm, where truth is never obscured, they see your life's tapestry in sharper detail than anyone on this transient earth could conceive. They saw your name omitted from papers intended to uphold your dignity and rightful position, pages that were stealthily changed, decisions made without your knowledge, conversations carried out in rooms where you weren't there to defend yourself. Each hidden detail was a quiet blade, slicing your destiny while you remained unaware. No longer is any of this concealed. In the spiritual realm, it has all been laid bare before the righteous. Your loved ones grieve for the injustices inflicted upon you. They saw the secrets withheld from your pure gaze and trusting heart. They witnessed unspoken truths, untold stories, lost documents, abandoned promises. Most devastatingly, they saw those who should have been your safe refuge, those you once called family or friend, deliver the deepest blows, not with harsh betrayals, but through complicity, fearful silence, and self-serving choices. However, my beloved, do not allow your heart to fill with resentment. From the heavenly vantage point, where truth cannot be tampered with, your loved ones have waited for this hour. They did not intervene earlier out of indifference, but because some revelations only emerge when the soul has matured enough to receive them, no longer to collapse in shock, but to rise in awareness. Now, my child, you have arrived at that readiness. The moment has come for the veil to lift. Concealment's hour is done. This is the season of the truth's rising, of every suppressed matter facing the light. For this reason, they bring you this message, not as punishment, but from boundless love. They come not to deepen your suffering, but to place in your hands a key that opens a new door. The door to restoration, truth, and the redemption of your destiny. You may feel burdened when you realize how deeply all this was hidden from you. Still, my child, do not let your heart sink. This is not to cast you into the mire of despair, but to draw you out of the darkness you have inhabited unknowingly for far too long. You have walked with a portion of light concealed, and now you shall behold the full scene. This is the first step toward profound healing. From the courts of heaven, those souls who cherish you speak in a unified voice. You have not been left behind. You have not been forsaken. You did not stray from the path. You were ensnared in cunning manipulations, but now you will no longer walk under their shadow. They come not just to disclose the truth, but to reclaim alongside you what was taken. My beloved, you will not fight this struggle alone, for no one can hide from truth forever. No power can veil indefinitely what heaven has insisted must be seen. What once lay in darkness must confront the light. Those who secretly caused you harm will encounter divine justice, not because you demanded it, but because heaven itself cries out for it on your behalf. At last, every fragment of the puzzle will find its place. The pages that were altered will be corrected. The inheritance you thought was gone will be reclaimed. Your honor will stand vindicated. The truth will not only surface, it will resound, awaken and enlighten even those who once doubted you. You have endured long enough. Now is the time to stand in truth as one liberated, no longer cowering, no longer doubting your worth. Lift your head, not in pride, but in strength born of restoration. Heaven's unconditional love shields you, mending every crack in your heart, filling the void of what was wrongfully taken. Precious one, let this be a turning point. It is a sacred pivot, drawing you from deception's gloom into the bright clarity of power. This is a time of purification, transformation, and the dawn of new beginnings. All the good you believed was lost forever now returns, not in its former shape, but renewed and radiant with glory. Each footstep onward is guided by the presence of those who love you. The Creator's hand directs you. Truth is your foundation, righteousness your defense. My beloved, keep moving with steadfast faith. What was concealed is stepping into the open. What was seized is returning. Who you truly are, filled with dignity, nobility, and divine purpose, is emerging like the sun after a long night. This is your appointed hour, a fresh start. Heaven exults to see you finally receiving what you have long deserved. You have sensed something stirring, silent yet forceful, deep within your soul. You cannot name it, yet it resonates like a bell tolling in silence. Unexplainable dreams, fleeting thoughts that leave an indelible mark, the moments when your heart shudders for no apparent cause. These are signals, not random coincidences or figments of the mind. It is I, the Lord, breathing life into you, awakening you from a protracted slumber in a distorted reality. I have been present in every sigh you have let out, in every occasion you felt the world was misaligned, in every instance you sensed you were inhabiting a life not truly your own. You labeled it sensitivity, anxiety, or vague sadness, but in truth, it is the call of eternity. It is my spirit, working gently yet powerfully in the depths of your being. I am paving the way for a revelation of truth, for the moment when the curtain lifts, allowing you to see the full panorama, not to startle you, but so you know it is time to stand tall. For you were never meant to live constrained by subtle darkness, nor to accept scarcity while those who exploit others bask in luxuries, nor to carry burdens forged of lies, burdens never intended for you. You might have once assumed, perhaps this is my lot, something I must endure. But I say no, that is not your destiny. That is a snare trying to make you forget your identity in me. You were created to exist in freedom, in light, in wisdom, and in resilience. You are not a name lost in the masses. You are chosen, a beloved child in my eternal blueprint. I did not shape you just to exist. I shaped you for purpose, power, meaning, and richness in me. Even your most enigmatic dreams convey messages. Those sudden inklings, though clouded, echo from heaven. I will not leave you without guidance. The pull you feel heralds a new season. A door is opening, and before you walk through, I want you to realize all the times you felt something was off, that your life was not wholly real, were not figments of your imagination, but your soul responding to falsehoods around you. I breathed into you the discernment that kept you from being deceived like many others. I stirred your heart not to torment you, but to remind you of your higher calling. Do you recall those moments when everything felt purposeless? When you gave your best, only to see success slip away? When others thrived by dishonest means, while you sank under the weight of injustice? I did not abandon you then. I watched in silence, permitting events to unfold, not out of apathy, but so you could discern that what the world calls good is not always truly good. I needed you to pierce beyond superficial layers, to grasp what's real. I wanted you to grasp that truth, though uncomfortable, is what sets you free. Your destiny lies not in illusions of ease, but in unwavering truth. Even if that choice isolates you, makes you misunderstood, or forces you to relinquish the very things you once clung to. I sense your exhaustion. I have heard the quiet laments in the night. Why me? And what did I do wrong? But my precious child, take this in. You did nothing wrong. Darkness attacked you precisely because you were chosen. Your soul glows, so shadows tried to shroud it. Now, however, I am breathing new strength into you, reminding you that you do not belong to these shackles. I have bestowed on you an inheritance, not one of anxiety but of peace, not one of illusion but of truth, not one of bondage but of freedom. You need not put on a stoic front when you are breaking inside. You need not fight the current merely to be acknowledged. You do not need to act out a story authored by someone else when I summon you to the genuine chapter of your life, penned by my loving sovereign hand. It is time to shed the ill-fitting cloak. It is time to abandon sufferings never meant for you. It is time to gaze into the mirror and finally see yourself as I do, a child summoned out of the darkness and into the light, a vessel with kingdom potential, not destined just to survive, but to flourish gloriously, no longer crushed by burdens not your own. Let external clamor subside. Let your heart find calm so you can hear me. I speak not in noise, but in the stirring of your spirit. I am guiding you away from your comfort zone, carving paths in the desert, sending streams into arid wastelands. You will no longer be called weary one, but the one who has been set free. You will not be defined by what others have done to you, but by my everlasting choice of you. This is the moment of awakening, the season of transformation. What you feel now is the initial breeze of your elevation. Nothing can hinder what I have initiated. So, my beloved child, fear not. Do not look back. Let me lead you away from lack, out of bondage, out of illusions, into the land I have long since prepared, a place where truth reigns, where you will understand you were never meant just to endure, but to live boldly, fully, and wonderfully in me. My precious child, open your soul wide, for the words that are about to be spoken are not mere echoes lost in the wind, but truth pouring forth from eternity, where falsehood cannot stand, where light forever triumphs over darkness. I am undertaking a mighty work in your favor, restoring what was stolen, every blocked blessing, every postponed dream, every facet of your destiny you presumed lost for good. But child, for this to unfold fully in your world, you must do one thing. You must listen. You can no longer proceed as if you were never cautioned, as if the stirrings in your soul were random. In this moment, here and now, you must halt and listen with your whole being, identifying the signs I have already sent and continue to send. Do not dismiss them as everyday coincidences. They are bells ringing from the heavenly realm, awakening you amid life's chaos. That restlessness, the tightened feeling in your chest for unknown reasons, the unexpected gaze from a stranger that carries an unspoken message, each one is a sign. I am laying out a course of restoration for you, but you must not traverse it mindlessly. Stay alert. Keep your heart attuned to my spirit's soft voice, for I am guiding you through every encounter, every dream, every moment that might appear random. These directives are not intended to alarm or confuse you, but to confirm you are on the right path. The veil is slowly being drawn aside. Secrets are coming into view. This word to you is not merely consolation, but a divine confirmation, a sacred stamp on all those times you felt something was amiss, but lacked the words to define it. Deep in your soul, you knew. You sensed that something was off. You held quiet certainties, illogical at first, yet persistent in your mind. Now I reveal that you were correct. These feelings were not figments. They were my spirit's whispers, the voice of eternity tapping your soul, preparing you for a discovery that would overturn many of your once firm beliefs. And beloved, you do not stand alone. Picture a scene that surpasses human comprehension. The loved one who journeyed ahead of you, who once walked at your side, is now poised among my angels, radiant, powerful, and anointed with authority. They have not forgotten you. They intercede for you, lifting fervent petitions in heaven's courts. They declare that truth must not remain stifled, that your rightful honor must be reclaimed, and that divine justice shall prevail. They occupy a spiritual battlefield in realms of light where angels stand with swords drawn. Every heartfelt prayer is immortalized before eternity, and every falsehood that rose against you is scrutinized by the righteous one. They have never ceased caring for you, nor are they idle. They testify before heavenly hosts, "This beloved one must be restored." The enemy will not withhold their blessing any longer. Their name must shine once again. Know this: the adversary, who spun a clandestine web of deception around you, employed every tactic to keep the truth under wraps. He calculated that you would live in this distorted reality, doubting yourself, losing sight of your true identity. He attempted to muzzle the voice within you by casting doubt on your deepest instincts, but he has failed. He cannot restrain the light when its hour has come. Now light surges in. The voice he labored to quell is rising in your soul, more potent than ever, my voice. That voice will not be stifled. It reverberates in your dreams, in conversations, in encounters, so the truth can no longer remain hidden. Truth arrives like a mighty wind, carrying away dust like the first gleam of dawn, dispelling an endless night. Be ready, beloved. This is not the time to shrink in uncertainty or question the stirrings within you. It is the time to stand firm, not in your own might, but in heaven's coverage, in the companionship of souls who love you, and in my power, the one who discerns all and orchestrates all. You are on the threshold of more than a season of restoration. You stand at the brink of total deliverance. The invisible restraints of silence, of doubt, and of dread are breaking. You will know precisely what is yours, what was stolen, and what you must retrieve. More importantly, you will recover your voice. The same voice once shaken by scorn and rejection, once silenced by shame that was never yours to bear. Now that voice shall ring out, firm and full of authority, proclaiming what I planted in your heart from the start. You are a vessel of truth, a beacon chosen to shine. That reality so terrified the enemy that he tried to halt you from the outset. Yet now is the hour for you to embrace truth with boldness. Follow the signs carefully. Move when I prompt you. Heed my quiet direction. Above all, believe. You are not only being restored, you are being raised to a station unseen before. You were never just the wounded. You are the redeemed, the made whole, the messenger carrying a story that proves no power can quench a soul awakened by the Eternal One. My beloved child, the moment has arrived to comprehend something deeper, a secret withheld not by accident, but by willful choices of those nearest you. Some remain in your life, passing by as if nothing ever happened, offering cordial greetings, smiling as though everything is fine. Yet they know. They are fully aware. They understand precisely what took place, who took part, and how it all unfolded. Most heartbreakingly, they chose silence. Certain individuals held crucial pieces of your destiny, pieces that, if you had known sooner, might have altered the path of your entire life. They could have spoken, sided with light, or helped you retrieve what was rightfully yours, but they stayed silent. Fear, personal gain, or simply a lack of courage to face the light kept them from speaking up. That silence was as destructive as a blatant lie. Some used their own hands to consume what never belonged to them in the first place, what was meant as your inheritance, your success, your joy. They lived lavishly on what was truly yours, flaunting it, constructing their lifestyles on theft hidden from sight. Meanwhile, you, who deserved it most, were left struggling, sacrificing, doubting, and going without. They assumed the truth would remain in darkness forever, that if they kept quiet, justice would never surface. They forgot that nothing stays in shadow once heaven commands the light. Now I bring every layer of deceit to the open. The polished mask of loyalty is coming off. Everything that was done is confronting the light, not for revenge, but so justice can be carried out, so truth is restored, and so your soul can be unbound. No mask can endure the light I shine. No excuse can dismiss truth once it stands revealed. Prepare your spirit. Open your mind and take courage for what lies ahead. In the coming days, you may witness uncanny events, repeated patterns of numbers, surprising phone calls, forgotten memories rushing back, or chance encounters that strike the core of old questions. Do not belittle them or brush them aside. They are not meaningless coincidences, but heavenly messages, morsels of guidance, leading you step by step back onto the path you were pushed away from. Initially, it might all seem bewildering. Unusual happenings may defy immediate logic. Yet if you keep still and rely on your spiritual sight, you will note how they guide you to the truth, piece by piece, moment by moment. Be prepared for confessions, some even from the mouths of those you never suspected. Be prepared to forgive, not because someone deserves it, but because freedom requires it. Forgive not to pretend it never happened, but to move forward unburdened by old chains. Fear not the surge of truth. Fear not the moment you see clearly who is honest and who is not. In the heartbreak of shattered illusions, you will be reborn. You will stand firm, upheld not by secrecy but by truth, living no longer under the constraints others imposed. You will love once more, free from the wounds kept hidden. As of now, you step into a fresh chapter, one of lucidity, strength, and total renewal. I am with you every step of the way. I will be your guide. I will supply discernment. I will give you tranquility despite the chaos. When you tremble, I will support you. When you doubt, I will remind you. You are mine, belonging to the light, no longer controlled by deceit. So press on with clear vision, a brave heart, and an awakened spirit. What happens next is not meant to terrify you, but to lead you out of obscurity and into the place where truth, justice, and glory converge. There, you will finally see yourself as strong and radiant, never again plundered, but someone who holds a destiny fully reclaimed and anointed to carry unquenchable light. My beloved, this moment holds special weight in your life's journey, a crossroads marked before your birth. A line is drawn between truth and falsehood, between light and shadow, shaped by my sovereign hand. This is no arbitrary point, but a divine season, heaven's hour, kept aside for you to spark a fresh season and a fulfillment of the release you have been yearning for in your deepest spirit. Hear me well, beloved. This season requires action, quick and decisive. Hesitation could forfeit the miraculous breakthrough already descending. The adversary, who has deceived you from the start, foresees what is coming. He shudders at the possibility that the truth he carefully concealed will be uncovered. He dreads your realization that you are entitled to blessings and that you might rise and claim them by spiritual might. Therefore, he rushes to set traps, weaving beguiling voices that whisper pretty lies laced with poison, offering counsel wrapped in a veneer of wisdom but hollow within. There will be people who sow doubt under the guise of concern, insisting that you are imagining things, stirring old wounds needlessly, urging you to just leave it alone for the sake of peace. But I, who see the unseen and live unbound by time, say, do not be fooled. In that feigned peace, the enemy imprisons what is precious. In those warnings, stop looking too closely. Lies remain buried, cries for help remain hushed, and long-held dreams remain dormant. My child, these sensations you have are not illusions. They mirror a sacred reality I am unveiling, one stretching beyond fleeting emotion or finite human logic. This is my direct involvement in your life, not to scare you, but to awaken you. I want to help you discern clearly with open eyes, guided by heaven's light. Once you see with spiritual sight, your heart cannot revert to its former state. Once you touch the truth, you will never trade it for half-truths, comforting words, or patchwork illusions. Pause, take a steady breath, and do not suppress the emotions surfacing within you. Allow my spirit to speak softly, not in turbulence, but in a profound hush, in that trembling of your heart you have felt countless times but could never explain. Recall all those peculiar details that stirred your discomfort, the times you entered a room and felt the air grow heavy, the averted gazes whenever certain topics arose, the half-veiled cautions, the subtle evasions, instances you were told, don't pry too deeply, some things are best left alone, yet your soul found no rest. Truth can't remain buried forever. The living soul, touched by my breath, cannot be subdued by empty explanations. You sensed the storyline was distorted, that something was off. You were right. It was my spirit nudging you to look again, not to cause pain but to bring liberty, not to accuse but to foster healing, not to seek revenge but to recover all that is inherently yours. Your voice, clarity, freedom, and the dignity others trampled on. I do not call you to dwell on old sorrows, but will not let you construct a future on hidden lies. Unaddressed wounds continue to erode from within. Unspoken truths weigh you down, but when truth emerges into the light, yes, sometimes painfully, you begin to heal. And there is no power that can snatch away the restoration I have willed for you if you dare step into the light. Have courage, my child. Believe I go before you, smoothing your path, shielding you. I will unearth every missing piece through new faces, casual conversations, and so-called random events. Each is orchestrated by heaven to guide you toward the greater purpose. Remain at peace in your soul, but do not be silent. Walk in wisdom, but do not bow your head. Listen, observe, and allow yourself to ask questions, not in suspicion of everyone, but out of trust in me, the one who longs to reveal truth. As you collect these small, seemingly disconnected pieces, you will see how everything had a reason. Events that once puzzled you will transform into crucial clues. Faces that once avoided your gaze will reveal fear through nervous words. In those subtleties, you will discover that I was always present, urging you to see, waiting for you to accept the truth I prepared for you from the start. This is a turning point not only for you, but for the destiny written upon your life. A new season awaits with fresh responsibilities, fresh purpose, and fresh glory. Yet you will need boldness to confront what was never spoken. You will need faith to persist when the truth you uncover cuts deep. You will need a love born from me, so you avoid bitterness, but instead grow stronger and richer in heart. My beloved child, prepare your heart, for when the light begins to shine upon what was hidden, and when truth starts to speak after long silence, waves of resistance will rise. Opposition will not come from distant places, but from familiar faces, those you once relied upon, from hands that clasped yours in friendship. Once you speak for what is just, once you step out of the hush, they may distort your words, misrepresent events, or accuse you of hidden motives to diminish your revelations. Do not be caught off guard or undone by this. You could be branded overly sensitive, accused of dredging up old history, chastised for failing to forgive. Those desperate to keep truth submerged will seek to use your heart as a pawn, sowing uncertainty, making you wonder if you have overreacted, misunderstood, or misunderstood the entire matter. They might mutter, "It's in the past," or "Why stir it up?" But let my voice resonate within you. You are doing what is right. You are aligned with my path. You stand on the side of light, because the truth you're unveiling holds the power to set you and others free. It will be resisted fiercely. Darkness has always dreaded the light. Those who thrive on deception have always cowered before truth. Any who have exploited or benefited from your silence will shield themselves by means of pressure and manipulation, not through integrity. But I say to you, do not be silenced. Do not let anyone make you feel remorse for pursuing the truth. Do not be swayed into wearing once more the chains I am already breaking. Stand unwavering, my child. Sink your roots into my promises. Never forget that you do not fight alone. A greater force upholds you, a heavenly anointing that is not born of human hands but from my spirit. Walk not by your limited power, but by my eternal might. Lift your head, not because you never stumbled, but because you are redeemed through my boundless love and enduring righteousness. It is your right to reclaim what was taken from you. You have authority to regain the voice that was stifled. You are entitled to advocate for what is just, even if some reject you, misunderstand, or walk away. This is not an act of rebellion. It is the path to restoration, the road along which righteousness is being reestablished. This is the clarion signal of a new chapter where you are no longer ensnared by fear, secrets, or illusions sold as virtue. Keep in mind, I am the one who first called you. I am the one who aroused that holy restlessness. I am the one who roused what you thought was long buried, so you would not sleepwalk through a distorted existence. I am the one who marches ahead of you, opening roads in the desert, setting straight that which was crooked. The heavens are shifting, not for spectacle, but to produce a harbor of safety, a home for you to stand in my promises. My angels descend not merely to guard you, but to piece you back together, layer by layer, until you are whole. Hence, do not be afraid of resistance, my child. I am your fortress. Even if people vanish from your life, I will not forsake you. Even if they scoff, I remain steadfast, carrying out every word I pledge to you. Even if you pass through sorrow's valley, I will transform it into tranquility. Even if the adversary roars, my sovereign authority will silence every voice that defies you. No matter who attempts to deny it, truth will not hush, for I shall cause it to echo. My loyalty surpasses rejection, my love outweighs condemnation, and my presence stands as a fire to warm you in the coldest nights. Press forward even when tired. Remain steadfast even when you feel small. Trust even when details remain hazy. Each step you take in truth is upheld by me. Soon will come a day, and it is near, when all denials collapse under the very truth they tried to stifle, when every whisper behind your back is hushed by the blazing light of justice, when every scheme to thwart you implodes, and they must concede that you have walked under the Almighty's direction. And you, once silenced, once hidden, once scorned, will stand not as a casualty but as one testifying to heaven's wonders. Etch this in your heart. You need never apologize for seeking truth. You need never bow your head for noticing what others ignored. You need never feel shame for standing when others chose silence. You were summoned from darkness to radiate, not to stay in hiding. And I, the Lord Jehovah, who knows the end from the start, am with you always. You will not fail or be overcome, for I wage war on your behalf. When the final curtain draws back, revealing everything that was buried in darkness, shining brilliantly in the light, cling firmly to your heart. The instant of unveiling is also the instant your deepest wounds could resurface. The suspicions you had but never verified, the events you sensed but no one confirmed, the hurts concealed behind half-truths or disguised by empty smiles. All of them will be validated, potentially unleashing anger, disillusionment, pain, even bitterness. I understand. I sense every pulse of your heartache. I do not belittle your pain. I do not dismiss the injuries you have sustained. Listen carefully, my child. Truth is not laid bare so you can dwell in resentment or so you can strike back in fury, but to liberate you. I unmask the truth, not to lock you in vengeance, but to tear the fetters off, letting your soul exhale relief and peace. The subtlest trap of the enemy is fueling hatred, making you believe bitterness equates to strength. Yet genuine power isn't built on hurting others. It is discovered in letting them go and steadfastly walking in mercy. Recall my only begotten Son, who said while nailed to a cross in humanity's darkest hour, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Luke 23:34. Grasp the magnitude of that. Amidst injustice, mockery, and a death sentence undeserved, he neither cursed nor condemned, but forgave, knowing they acted from a blindness of the soul. I beckon you to a similar posture, not because those who harmed you are somehow innocent, but because you deserve to be free. Forgiveness does not undermine truth. Forgiveness does not erase recollection. Forgiveness confronts reality directly and decides not to let it rule over you any longer. Forgiveness places the burden in my hands. I deal with all things in flawless justice. Forgiveness proclaims you do not wish to house the fire of anger in your heart because you were shaped to dwell in light. Perhaps you protest, but Lord, they knew exactly what they were doing. And I reply, maybe they did partially understand, but they did not comprehend the depth of your suffering, the chain reaction triggered by a single lie, the self-doubt seeded by their silence, the tears you wept in darkness. But I saw, I know, I remember. So let me be the judge. Release the bitterness to me, so you may continue free, stepping forward weightless. This forgiveness I offer is not weakness, but a colossal triumph, mightier than resistance, stronger than the unveiling of truth, because it is born from divine grace, the grace that overcame death to birth new life. Forgiveness does not insist on reuniting with everyone. It does not call for continuing dysfunctional relationships. Forgiveness frees your soul from bondage to old events. It positions you to begin a fresh chapter, unhampered by the shards that once slashed your heart. The real victory is not obtaining worldly approval, but conquering internal battles, the impulse to retaliate or let bitterness grow. In forgiving at your most vulnerable, the gates of heaven fling wide open. When you choose mercy, angels rejoice, for darkness cannot triumph within you. You have gained victory, not with a sword, but through love, trusting that I will rebuild all things far beyond human plans. One day, you will reflect and see my grace was sufficient. No one could thwart your destiny as long as I governed your steps. Even when truth was painful, it pointed you toward deliverance, and forgiveness became the key that unlocked that door. Emerging from the ruins, you will hold not a fragmented heart, but hands sanctified to heal others. You will be recognized not by your history, but by my power to transform pain into victory. So, my cherished child, when light reveals every concealed corner and truth stands uncovered in all its fullness, choose love. Keep your heart tender. Let tears flow if needed, but do not let them harden into hatred. Stand in my peace. Forgive, not because it is merited, but because you are meant to live free. In that surrender, not only will your heart be restored, but the world around you will shift as well. I will pour blessings on desolate ground, unseal opportunities no one can close. Use you as a vessel to mend and renew shattered spirits, because you traveled the more difficult road of forgiveness. You will realize not one tear went unseen, not one quest for truth was in vain, not one act of forgiveness was fruitless. Through your choice to forgive, you tap into my kingdom's power. Forgive, live, move forward, for you have been chosen not just to endure, but to flourish in truth, in love, and in the might of the one who gathered you from darkness and brought you into eternity's light. Beloved child, when you chose to forgive, not as a fleeting feeling, but as a decision born from the depths of your spirit, a new door began to open before you. It is no longer a door that leads to what was lost, nor a path that takes you back to where you were once wounded, but a sacred journey of deep restoration. Every fragment of your soul will be healed, every fracture in your heart will be mended, and every lie that once bound you will be broken by the power of truth. I am inviting you into a season of healing, not by ignoring the pain, but by facing it in my light. Do not run from your emotions. Do not suppress the wounds that remain unhealed. Dare to look directly at what hurts, and let me step into the midst of those shattered pieces. For in the very place where you are weakest, I will reveal my greatest strength. You must do the things that bring revival to your soul. Choose what nourishes life, what makes your heart beat again, with love and hope. Seek out the places of peace where you can hear my voice more clearly than the noise of the world. Write down what you carry within so that each word becomes a release. Walk, breathe. Let creation wash away the lingering anxieties. Cry if you must. Stay silent if it deepens your soul. And open your heart to those who carry true light, not false comfort. I want you to learn how to listen honestly to your own soul. Not every voice comes from me, but if you learn to be silent at the right time and open your heart the right way, you will discern which is my voice, which is your own, and which comes from the manipulations of the world. Let my truth be the standard for every decision, every thought, and every dream. Do not let fleeting emotions guide your path. Do not let the past pull you backward. You are no longer defined by what others did to you, but by my unchanging love. Live according to the truth of my word, not merely by outward actions, but through inward transformation. Do not only learn my word with your mind. Let it touch your heart, engrave itself upon your soul, and become your breath and rhythm each day. My truth does not come to bind you, but to set you free. Not to condemn you, but to heal. Not to add burdens, but to lift off every invisible chain you've unknowingly carried for years. As you live in truth, you will begin to understand that healing is not an instant destination. It is a journey. There will be days when you feel like you've moved on, and then a single memory suddenly makes your heart ache. There will be nights when you think you've grown strong, yet a small word can still shake you. But my child, do not see this as failure. It is part of the healing process. Every tree with broken branches needs time to grow again. Every land once dry needs steady rain to be restored. And your heart, after all it has endured, needs to be watered daily with truth, kindness, and mercy. Learn to love yourself through my eyes. Stop blaming yourself for what you did not know. Stop condemning yourself for what you did in fear or darkness. You have survived what many could not. You have kept your heart, even when it felt shattered. And today I see you rising, imperfect but sincere, tired but still daring to continue. You don't have to rush. I'm not asking you to be okay right away, but I'm inviting you to take it one step at a time, steadily, honestly, and full of hope. Walk each day, live in truth, love with a genuine heart, and forgive as one who's been forgiven. Don't seek healing in what is counterfeit. Don't rely on the approval of others to know your worth. Don't chase false peace just to avoid pain. I want you to live authentically, even when that truth makes you tremble, for it will become the firmest foundation for you to stand on in every season. When you begin to live like that, living in truth, living in healing, you will become a light to others. You won't have to say much. Your presence, the peace in your eyes, the steadiness of your steps will give hope to the broken. You will not only be someone who was once wounded, but one who has overcome, now carrying the oil of healing for others. And that is my glory within you. I don't just want to heal you to make you feel better. I'm healing you to make you strong, to prepare you for greater things that lie ahead. What I've placed within you, the callings, the visions, the assignments, have not been canceled by what happened to you. They're simply waiting for you to be whole, so you can walk in them in fullness. So don't lose heart. Don't be afraid if you still feel like you're not enough, for I am the one who completes everything you lack. My child, keep doing what brings life to your soul. Live simply, yet fully. Keep your heart tender, even when the world grows harder. Choose truth, even when it costs you comfort. Walk in the light, even when it means leaving behind what once felt familiar. For I am with you today, tomorrow, and forever. And you will not only be healed, but you will be restored, commissioned, and empowered to carry truth and life even into the darkest places. When you begin to feel the winds of transformation stirring, seeing what was lost returned, what you considered irreparable made whole, pause in gratitude. Bow your head, open your heart in humble thanks. These blessings did not arrive by mere coincidence or skill, but by my grace and enduring affection. The one who saw your sorrow, raised you from the ashes, and summoned you out of night into my light deserves your praise. Let thankfulness reside not just in your words, but in your daily living. Each time you breathe freely, aware you're truly alive, no longer shackled by dread, sin, or the past, let that remind you the blessing is from me. Whenever you awaken to find your heart calm and free from the weight of yesterdays, offer thanks, for genuine healing is emerging inside. Gratitude forms the link between what is already given and the abundance I am yet to pour. When you appreciate the small, you will be entrusted with more. When you do not scorn a single blessing like a breath of peace in turbulence, you open yourself to further heavenly outpouring. Train your eyes to see me in the minutest details, the laugh of a dear friend, a restful night devoid of nightmares, a gentle nudge that arrives exactly on time. All are tokens of my immense love. Child, gratitude alone is incomplete. Let it inform your actions, direct your life's pulse, manifest outwardly so it can be shared. Don't store up the goodness I've given you. I did not heal you just so you could remain confined. I restored you to become a sower of hope, kindness, mercy, and truth. especially to those who are as wounded as you once were. Offer your story. Let your heart open, even if vulnerability feels risky. Do it not to dwell on complaints, but to testify to my resurrection power. You may not realize the enormity of this. The very narrative you deemed too humiliating might be the guiding star for someone else trapped in darkness. The tears you thought no one noticed could be the water that revives another lost soul. Speak of the one who healed your broken places. Show them a way that does not promise no suffering, but promises my abiding presence amid it all. You need not hold mass gatherings or write volumes. Sometimes a quiet gesture, placing a comforting hand on someone who has fallen, saying, "I've been there, and I know a Savior who can lift you up," can change a life. A heartfelt message, a kind word, a single act steeped in honesty can transform hearts in ways you cannot imagine. Do not worry about running out, for a blessing hoarded is just a droplet, but shared, it becomes a life-giving stream. All you give in love, I will multiply. Live like a flowing river, receiving from the source and refreshing others along your path. You will see how gratitude softens your heart, brightens your outlook, and makes each step lighter and surer. Sharing keeps the gifts you have received from decaying in silence, enabling them to blossom into a new harvest. When you live gratefully and generously, you mirror my likeness. I do not withhold my goodness. I am delighted when my children walk in completeness and hope. And do not presume you must be flawless before you give to others. Your unfinishedness is what makes your testimony genuine. People yearn not for polished oratory, but for real souls who recognize pain, who stumble, yet who rise, who forgive, who dare to love again, and who have tasted my light. Embrace your role as a walking testament of restoration. Let your every action sing a grateful anthem to heaven. May all you do, small or large, be a gift of gratitude, grounded in the memory that you once were broken, but are now being healed. Lastly, my dear child, be aware that gratitude is not just a nice feeling. It is a chosen way of living, the breath of a soul set right, the flame that keeps your spirit warm, and the safeguard that holds you near me. Continue in gratitude, in giving. Real blessing is not secured by keeping, but by giving. In every step you take, I will walk with you, smiling, empowering you anew, so you keep being a carrier of life in this world. And now, my beloved child, having journeyed through healing, restoration, and thanksgiving, having learned to dwell in the light and share what you have received, I draw you to a deeper responsibility. Do not live solely for yourself, but also lay foundations for those yet to come. Teach your children, the ones I have entrusted to your care, to abide in close fellowship with me. Sow within them a fervor for truth, reverence for my name, and a zeal to walk in my presence daily. Let a fresh generation arise, anchored in light, unshaken by the false glimmers of this world. Do not minimize the weight of your role, for what you sow today will be tomorrow's cornerstone. Your spoken words, your personal choices, the environment of your home, each is a seed. Whether you instruct with words or by example, your children observe and absorb, carrying these lessons into their own futures. Do not merely teach them to behave well in human society. Teach them to live rightly before God. Present me to them not as an aloof character from distant texts, but as the loving Father who comforted you in grief, who upheld you when you stumbled, who gently whispered hope when everyone else fell silent. Show them the subtle miracles woven into daily life, prayers that find answers, the peace that comes in life's tempests, the triumph of emerging whole from what seemed impossible. These experiences will seep into your children's hearts, not by rigid routines, but through the warmth of genuine love and an ever-present example. Help them learn to hear my voice among the many echoes of the world. Teach them to be still, to seek me in silence, to listen for my whispers on the breeze. Do not compel them toward me through fear. Guide them toward love, awe, and trust. This world constantly bombards young hearts with distorted ambitions, twisted values, and superficial goals. If you fail to sow seeds of life, the enemy will sow seeds of ruin. Focus on building the next generation, not with brash proclamations, but with unwavering devotion to small daily acts. When you pray with your children, instruct them to listen to my spirit, show them how to pray in faith, encourage them to practice forgiveness and obedience, and cherish truth. In doing so, you set the first stones of an unbreakable foundation. They will not kneel to worldly pressures. They will not crumble before deception. They will not be dazzled by shallow glitter, but they will stand steady in my name. Do not permit screens and social media to define your children's sense of self. Do not let society's praise or scorn direct their worth. You are their spiritual gatekeeper, the one who has authority and duty to mark their lives with heaven's imprint. Teach them that real success lies not in wealth or fame, but in my nearness. Show them true glory isn't found under spotlights, but in the quiet space where they encounter me. Above all, instill in them a love for others, not a love rooted in hollow tolerance, but in sincere compassion formed by walking with me. Show them how to treat the weak, the marginalized, with honor and gentleness, recognizing each soul is cherished by my heart. Train them to weep alongside those who suffer, to rise in defense of justice, to choose silence at the right time, and to speak when truth demands a voice. Understand, my child, a generation's character does not unfold by accident. It takes form through prayer-laden nights, quiet tears, and parents who not only speak of me but live in me, who do not quote scripture as an exercise, but embody it every day. This is the generation I desire, and I call you to plant its seed, starting in your household. Turn your home into a sacred dwelling, not because it is faultless, but because my presence sits at the center. Let your children witness parents who repent, who forgive, who respect one another, so they learn humility not from hollow sermons, but from genuine love. May your family be a space where faith becomes breath, not just tradition. One day, you will see children raised in my love and truth emerging as spiritual champions, not bearing weapons of destruction, but carrying the brightness of my glory. They will step into a deceived world, unwavering. Deep within, they will hold a moral compass pointing always to me, impervious to the shifting tides of culture. Such is the most precious heritage you can pass on, not money or recognition, but a lineage firmly planted in covenant, bearing my word in their hearts, assured they were born not merely to exist, but to bring my name honor on earth. In them you will live on, far more than in mere recollection, but alive in each child who walks with me just as you did. So start today, whether it feels like a trickle or a whisper. Never underestimate a single seed you sow. Teach, lead, love, and build, because a new generation waits to spring forth through you. And I, the one who has accompanied you in every season, will also accompany you in this, until that generation arises, stands its ground, and radiates my light to every corner of the world. Now offer me your genuine prayer. You might say, Almighty God, I lift my eyes and ask you to open my heart to the truths that are about to be revealed. I recognize something important has been hidden. A blessing has been stolen. Please give me wisdom to spot heaven's signs and the bravery to act when truth is unveiled. I no longer want to dwell in darkness. I want to step into the restoration you ordained for me before time began. Lord, I sense an echo from eternity. My soul trembles to realize a cherished one who has departed is trying to deliver a vital message. Give me a sensitive spirit so I do not overlook even minor clues. May your spirit guide each step, helping me discover what has been hidden and reclaim what should rightfully be mine. Lord, you have witnessed every scheme and unjust deed that happened behind my back. Now that heaven is unveiling hidden matters, I pray for your protection, guidance, and spiritual resilience. Let all that was stolen be returned and every injustice be made known. I stand in your light, unafraid. Lord, confirm this through dreams, through words, through each unexpected moment. Shine on my path so I might move from lack to the season of blessing you have long reserved for me. I do not fully understand, but I trust you will not allow my inheritance to stay stolen. Lead me with discernment, revealing who is genuine and who feigns innocence. Show me these hidden pieces. Embolden me to reclaim what is justly mine. I place my complete trust in you, Lord. My beloved who rests in you is not at peace because something remains unfinished. Their prayers ascend, and now you are speaking. Please open my eyes to see the concealment. Go before me, defend me, and enact your divine justice. Lord, I praise you for not leaving me in confusion. You are releasing hidden truths. I sense it is time to rise. Strengthen me against fear and deception, so I may persevere until what was stolen is restored. Lord, I have known weariness. I assumed my anxieties were simply in my head. Now I see the truth was in my spirit. Make it plain with signs I can grasp. Clear the path for me to uncover the secrets buried out of my view. Bring back what is rightfully mine and enthrone truth regardless of opposition. Lord, I hereby declare that I refuse to live in lack anymore. All that was unjustly removed from my life, financial blessings, heavenly opportunities, I trust you to restore many times over. Teach me to notice the signals from heaven so I don't miss my moment of revelation. Lord, stay at my side on this road. I anticipate resistance from those determined to hide facts, yet I will stand firm, attentive to your voice, receiving each revelation humbly. Let your righteousness blaze in my life, magnifying your name. God, open the gates of wisdom so I can finally perceive what was taken. I will not languish in uncertainty. I choose the clarity born of your Spirit's guidance. Lord, I kneel, burdened by questions. I do not know why I have endured so many closed doors, seeing hope slip away. Yet now, as truth emerges, my soul awakens. Help me to face these revelations without fear. Give me resolve not to turn aside once the light spotlights those corners I dared not look into. Guide me into truth and divine justice. Lord, I plead for eyes that see spiritually, so I do not dismiss key details. Shield me from doubt's chaos or fear's deceptions. Many may try to stop me from pursuing truth, but I vow to obey you. I will walk in gentleness yet stand firm, trusting that you are forging a path. Lord, if treacherous hands forged my signature or covered my name on documents meant to deliver blessings, today I surrender every such circumstance to you. Bring righteousness, expose all falsehoods. I do not need revenge, for you are the righteous judge, the one who maintains an endless current of justice. Keep my heart undefiled in the storms to come. Deliver me, Lord, from the deception I never realized entangled me. If there are those who pretended friendship but bore secrets behind my back, let your light pierce each word and action, every subtle detail. May your Spirit prompt my memory to uncover what I once overlooked. I choose not to be lulled by lies. I pursue truth. I desire authentic freedom. Lord, I may face battles, even from those dear to me. Fortify me, so I will not waver when they distort or deny what happened. Remind me you have led me into this quest. May heavenly words fill my mouth, heavenly peace fill my soul, and unwavering stamina strengthen me so I will not fold. Lord, as the precious ones standing before your throne intercede passionately on my behalf, I join them, asking for total restoration. They passed on while the story remained incomplete. Injustice was left unresolved. Let me finish what they could not. Use me to close the wounds in my lineage, ushering in a fresh outpouring of divine prosperity as declared by heavenly decree. Lord, watch over me so I will not fall prey to the traps set by the enemy who tries to distract me through sugary words and familiar faces. Give me eyes to see their true intent, ears to hear what is genuinely from you, and a heart that discerns between shadow and light. I pledge to keep pace with your Spirit, not running off alone, not lagging behind, but moving at your command. Lord, if people have thrived on what was mine, basking in abundance as I struggled, persisting in the belief their theft would stay hidden, I yield them into your hands. I do not demand their downfall. I ask only that the truth emerge and that my rightful portion be returned. It's not about greed, but about your justice, recorded in heaven's ledger. My pursuit is not riches, but the fulfillment of the destiny you placed on my life. Lord, prepare my heart for the truths that might shake me. Strengthen my faith when it is tested, especially when those I trusted stand exposed. I will forgive them, but I will also persist in truth. Enough silence. I want to step forward. The hour has arrived, and I reach for your promise in faith. Lord, now I bow in grateful reverence because you hear me. You have seen every tear, every hushed cry in the night. You have answered my plea. My precious one, you have stood at the edge of revelation and felt the stirrings of justice and restoration. Do not let this hour pass without anchoring yourself here, where truth shines and your soul finds its home. Subscribe now and tap the bell so that every promise unveiled by heaven reaches you first. Join our family in the comments. Share the signs you've seen, the moments your heart awakened, and encourage others who are seeking their own restoration. Return whenever you need clarity, courage, or a fresh word from the eternal realm. Here you will always find the guiding light you crave. Come back soon, for your next breakthrough is already being prepared, and you won't want to miss a single step of the journey ahead. Amen.